it, I'm going home, she's gonna pick you. You haven't made it clear. You haven't made it clear. I'm going home. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's doing okay and everyone is doing well. Another day, another Love Island review. Guys, I'm so sorry we couldn't have a video out last night. So I went out with my cousins because we meet up like what, twice a month, just have a little chin wag or whatever. I told them, guys, I have work at 9, aka I have to watch Love Island and I have to edit and I have to record a review and I have to post. They purposely kept me up past 9 p.m. Yeah, so they actually are to blame for yesterday. It actually wasn't me, guys. It weren't me. But we caught up this morning. I literally have to log on in a couple minutes. So I'm going to quickly do this review quickly. But yeah, I caught up when I got back, taking my notes and a lot for us to discuss. So as I usually and always say, number one, if you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe. Guys, Love Island ends in literally like, what, 2 weeks or less? So if you haven't subscribed at this point, I don't know what to tell you because I thought we're working together. So yeah, definitely be sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And also be sure to follow me on my Instagram and also on my Twitter at SarahDestinyX. And number 3, please get cozy and comfy. I won't lie, as you can hear it in my voice, your girl is tired. So I bought a cup of tea this morning. But yeah, get cozy and comfy with a cup of tea or a drink of your preference. And let's get into today's review because there's a lot to discuss. So first, let's start off with Nicole and Ciaran, obviously discussing who they wanted to send home. Now, of course, Nicole was crying, as she usually does. But they decided to send home Lolade and Konnor. And guys, I can't lie to you, I'm a bit gutted. I'm actually a bit gutted because I kind of feel like with Lolade and Konnor, don't get me wrong, like they weren't necessarily like the it couple of the season, clearly, but they actually weren't even bothering anyone. And where the final was literally 2 weeks or less away, it's just really the time to be sending home people who are clearly compatible. Do you get what I mean? I don't know. Let me know down below if you think that was the right decision. But I don't feel like Lolade and Konnor should have been sent home, guys. I'm sorry. But someone had to go, Sha. So it is what it is. Now, at the night time, you know that everyone was speaking about everyone being dumped. And Harry and Lolade... No. So now we've got Lolade left. Now there's Lolade 2.0 because Lola is now in the villa, Sha. Thank God. But they were having a conversation and... they just before bed pretty much. And they were just like, oh, yeah, we were really bombshelling. Now... you know, that's subject to interpretation, but like I said in the review before this one, so not yesterday's but the day before, honestly speaking, I don't feel like these new bombshells were necessary or relevant right now. I don't know, guys. I know they always bring in like 2 or 3 bombshells to 2 weeks to the finals, 1 week to the final, but generally speaking, it's actually okay to stay in the UK because I don't see the point of Harry and Lolade 2.0 in the villa. Anyway, we move on to the next day. So the bombshells were talking. Lolade was saying, let me call it Lolade 2.0 out of respect, or 2.0. I'll call it 2.0. 2.0 said that Joey is her type and Ruben is also cool as well. So Joey was now speaking to 2.0 and he was like, oh, like, yeah, you know, you seem like a really nice girl. Like, I definitely, like, you're definitely, like, you're not hard on the eyes. Like, you're very this, you're very that. Not, either he said you're not hard on the eye or you're easy on the eye. One of the two, Sha. Whichever one compliments the babe, that's what he was saying. And then Joey was like, oh, what, you think you can turn my head? And guys, I'm not trying to be funny or anything, but this babe is actually 22 years old. Joey is giving real Admire vibes, I'll be honest with you. Like, even as the episode was playing, I paused it and I was just like, isn't Joey like 33, 34? This girl was 22. So what do you mean odd? And someone even said this on Twitter, which I actually kind of agree, in terms of like, this sounds, I don't want this to sound bad, but you know some people that just, not saying that they don't grow, I don't want to say that, but they really live in their heydays. And at the same time, I'm not saying Joey lives in his, you guys know what I'm trying to say. What I'm basically trying to say in a nutshell, before I get myself in trouble, is Joey, as a grown man, Lolade, you shouldn't even be having conversations with this babe, okay? Like, oh, if you could turn my head, no. Okay, guys, it's just no. Jessie was obviously speaking to the girls and she saw them having a conversation, but she was like, she's not worried. They were trying to overhear the conversation as well and basically tell her, oh my God, he just said this, he just said that, but she said she's not worried. And Ruben and Lola were now having a conversation and, you know, they were speaking about the whole Grace situation and everything. And I'll be honest with you, I feel like Ruben is definitely more into Grace than Grace is into Ruben, but I feel like he should know this already as well. Even this Lolade babe, that's 2.0, sorry, that's 22. She definitely looks older. Like, I know they're having a conversation. She was just like, yeah, like, everyone tells me I have a baby face, and she probably does have a baby face, but it's them lashes. And the thing with a lot of Oyinbo babes is some of them understand the rules when it comes to lashes. Not saying that there's rules per se, but when you have that thick black lash, it doesn't compliment anyone of any age, any shape, whatever. You need to get the wispies, you know, you need to get the individuals that are like those big cluster lashes. It also not only ages you, but it also your eyes just look a bit heavy and it's just, and it's really black. I don't know. I'm really looking into this a bit too much. But anyway, long story short, Harry and Grace were also having a conversation as well. Now, Moving on to anything else. Oh yeah, so now let's move on to Ayo and Mimii. Let's move on to Ayo and Mimii. So Ayo pulls Mimii for a chat around the fire pit, right? They're having a conversation. He's just like, listen, I just want to speak to you, yeah, because obviously, like, I had a conversation with Jessie, and obviously, like, I just want to make sure that it's clear between us that, you know, this, you know, like, you know, it's just clear. I just want to make, what did he even say? I even wrote it down. Yeah. I just want to let you know that we aren't going back and forth with this. Like, I just want to make this clear in case you didn't hear that. Mimii now jumped in to say, oh, obviously, because, you know, we have a connection. I just didn't know if we needed to, like, you know, explore that, do this. And then he was just like, listen, I just want that clear. Like, obviously, I'm good with Jessie. Like, obviously, you're good. I'm good. Like, let's just, like, just so that there's no confusion between us. Mimii now said, just to make things clear, and just said, yeah, defo louder for those in the back type of beat. Anyway, they ended up hugging it off, and it ended up walking off like good vibes. Now, I want to make this very clear, guys. I need to tear Ayo Singlet one more time. I need to, because I got into Mimii last episode, I'll be honest with you. Guys, this redemption arc that some people are speaking of, what's going on in the House of Commons, love? What's actually going on? Like, people, I saw some tweets and some people commenting like, oh, like, I was really mature. I was just like, nah, let me be very honest with you. I think this whole situation reminded me of one thing, guys. And if you're a guy, please don't take offense to what I'm about to say. But it just reminded me why you should never, ever, ever allow the man to think he's the prize. If a guy wants to think he's the prize, he should think it is in his own right. But because of the entire situation, it's given Ayo the confidence. Like, and it just, gosh. Firstly, even Mimii jumping in about, oh, because we have feelings, no. And I get why Ayo had to have this conversation with her, because obviously from the conversation that she had with Jess yesterday, which I already spoke about in the last episode, she didn't make it clear that her and Ayo were closed off. Like, in my personal opinion, I feel like that was the perfect opportunity for Mimii to say it's completely done with Jess, but she didn't. She was like, oh, obviously we don't know if we should take that jump of faith. So from that conversation, Jess is now speaking to Ayo and is given, oh no, but you're saying it's closed off, but Mimii saying it isn't. Now, I have to be honest, I don't rate Ayo for how he led Mimii on. And I know a lot of you aren't going to like that, because a lot of you are still under the belief that Ayo has never liked Mimii, and I have to disagree with that. And the reason why, don't tell my singlet please, not too tough. The reason why I have to disagree with it is because whether or not Ayo was saying to Mimii directly, oh, I like you, I don't, Ayo was having conversations with other people in the villa to make it very clear and also make it very known that he still had feelings for Mimii, even after the conversation with Mimii that he had briefly, and he ended up going to speak to Joey, he's speaking to Ciaran, he's speaking to this, he's never made it clear to anyone else in that villa that he's been completely closed off with Mimii. Let's just keep it a buck. The only person he's made it clear to is Jess up to this point. So now he's making it clear to Mimii, which I understand, because I won't lie, this storyline definitely does need to be deaded. But also at the same time, it's like, I get Mimii is a girl and I get feelings and everything are involved, but I'm glad that the situation is done. I think that's what I'm essentially just trying to say. I'm glad that it's done, because I feel like the second Mimii started backfolding and, oh, Ayo this and Ayo that, not only did it give him a confidence boost to try and think he's the driver of this boat with this entire situation, but it's made you people it's made you people forget that Ayo is still a villain regardless. I'm sorry. He's still a villain regardless. And this is what happens when you make men think that they are the prize, which is why I never allow men to think they are the prize. I'll be honest with you. Or do I? Find out in the next episode. Now, let's move on to Josh, obviously now going to speak to Mimii instantly after that conversation happened. And I won't lie, Mimii definitely seemed a lot happier. She was like, hey, yeah, like it's closed off. Obviously, we have feelings, but we're not going to explore it, X, Y, Z. And she made it really clear that it was closed off as well. So I'm glad that this whole conversation and this whole triangle and square and octagon or whatever it is, I'm glad that it's completely done and we don't need to revisit it anymore. Do I feel like Mimii should have read the signs the second Ayo recoupled up with Jess after Castlemore? 110%. But am I going to let Ayo off the hook and make it seem like Ayo's a mature person in this situation? Absolutely not. I'm sorry. Absolutely not. And at the same time, Ayo and Jess also have a conversation about this issue as well. Now, let's move on to the ice cube game. So essentially they had to pass an ice cube between, it wasn't really an ice cube, it was more like an ice cylinder, to be honest. But it was an ice cube that they had to pass on to the islander who was next to them, and if the ice cube dropped, then they had to give a dare. Guys, I'm so sorry. Not only do I sound really tired, but when I do reviews in the morning, my English isn't really there. I'm not really the type to speak early in the morning, I'll be honest with you. It's not really my vibe. Anyway, cool. So let's get into some of it. Will we get into all of it? We'll get into some. All. some. All right, so let's start off with Jessie. So Jessie was asked, obviously she ended up, you know, the ice ended up slipping. So Jessie was asked to kiss the islander who she thinks is playing games, and she ended up kissing Joey. And that's obviously because of the Lolade 2.0 situation at that. Ciaran was then asked, other than your partner, kiss the islander you have the most chemistry with, and he ended up choosing Matilda. I guess he also, not only does he find her attractive, but he played it safe because everyone knows that Matilda and Nicole are also besties in the villa. Joey was asked to kiss 3 islanders, one with the best face, one with the best body, and also one with the best personality. Now, best face, he kissed Jessica. I'm going to say Jessica because these names, they be confusing me sometimes. Jessica, aka Ayo Jessica. I was a bit in confusion. Best body, he kissed Matilda. Okay. Not in confusion because Jessica isn't pretty, but bro, why would you not kiss the person that you're in a couple with? Like, literally the best face. Why would you just... Anyway, last lusher, he ended up kissing Jessie for the best personality. And obviously she was like, you did well. And I was thinking, I don't know, do I feel like if you're in a couple with someone, they should kiss you for best personality? I guess, to be honest, either way, it was quite a rookie question because he would have had to kiss 3 islanders regardless. Now, of course, Sean was asked to kiss the islander that isn't your partner that you find, I think, attractive or something along those lines. He ended up kissing Lolade. Matilda was like, what, is it because she's new? And he was just like, no, like, obviously, just like, yeah, like, you know what I mean? Anyway, hold that thought because they have a conversation later. Josh was now asked to kiss the islander who he thinks is the most arrogant, and he ended up kissing Nicole because that she is. One thing I will say about Josh is Josh actually stands on business. When he speaks, he doesn't stutter. Okay, when he speaks, he's clear, he's concise, he's straightforward. He's not an Ayosha, but whenever he speaks, oh sorry, didn't need to be shady, or maybe I did. Anyway, whenever he speaks, he's very straightforward. Like, I said what I said, and if you don't like it, then boy, I don't know what to tell you. So obviously, Ciaran was like, "What, you think Nicole's arrogant?" And Nicole's like, "How am I arrogant? How am I arrogant?" Then he was like, "Obviously, like, you're on a couple with Ciaran, and obviously, like, yeah." And then Ciaran was just like, "Well, obviously, at the end of the day, we were voted the most compatible couple anyway." And then Josh was like, "All right, that's cool, like, bro, that's my opinion." He's just like, "Yeah, I'm just giving my opinion." And then Nicole said, "We all have opinions. Yeah, we have our opinions of other people." And this ain't your question. Respectfully, this is actually not your question. So you can only be triggered if the shoe fits, and that's all I'm gonna say. Hallelujah. Moving on to Ayo. I was asked to kiss the islander who he thinks would do anything to make the finals, and he also ended up choosing Nicole. And he said he definitely feels like they would love to win. I definitely get the vibe, especially I feel like Ciaran and Nicole, even if they're not saying it, subconsciously they have already just said to themselves or in their minds like, oh yeah, like, we're definitely making it to the finals. Like, we're the most solid couple in the villa. We're voted the most compatible by the public. We're the only girlfriend and boyfriend. Like, that's the vibe that I definitely get from them. And then obviously, I think someone asked Ciaran, like, oh, like, do you have anything to say? And he was just like, nah, that's a conversation that I can have a convo. I'm gonna have a convo with Ayo about that later. No, you're not. Okay, why do people always feel entitled to having chats? You're actually not going to have a chat with me because it is my opinion, and that was the question and I answered it. Moving on to Josh. So Josh was now asked to nibble the air of the islander that spreads the most gossip. Guys, can I also say something? Side note. I know for a fact Grace was itching. The funny thing was, all of the ice cubes that Josh ended up dropping that he had questions and answers for, it wasn't related to like kiss the islander you would be with if you weren't in your couple. It was none of those questions. It was everything else and above. And I actually love that because I can't lie, I know for a fact Grace was itching for an opportunity for Josh to pick her in that challenge. What those questions said, no ma'am. Okay. And then Josh was asked to nibble the air of the islander that spreads the most gossip. He ended up choosing Matilda, which was granted and warranted. I did already say this in my last video. When Matilda went to go and speak to Jess about, oh yeah, like, obviously when she was breaking down the whole Sean situation with the comments that were made in the challenge, she was like, I'm just going to tell you from my perspective why I feel like Sean feels that way, because obviously he does feel like there's still, like, as much as people can try and say, oh no, like Matilda was just trying to defend her man, no, she was also being quite messy with, because even with that conversation, you didn't confirm or deny. If anything, you just continue to explain Sean's point of view and wanted just to see it, why Sean feels that way. So I am glad that Josh ended up choosing her, and that was also the reason why. Harry was the last person. Harry was asked to kiss the islander who he would couple up with on the outside, and he ended up kissing Grace. Guys, Grace hates that man. Okay, like, after that kiss, Grace was itching just like this. And he was just like, yeah, like, on the outside, she's definitely the type of girl that'll go pull to the side at the club. Grace was just like, she doesn't like that man. And she was looking for every opportunity to get that kiss from Josh. and it didn't give. Sorry. Okay, cool. Now let's move on to Matilda and Sean now speaking after the game. Obviously, she was really pissed off at the fact that he kissed 2.0, and he was like, "No, like I didn't kiss her just because I wanted to." And he was just like, "No, that's a cop out. That's a cop out. You definitely kissed her because she's new in the villa and everything." Anyway, she ended up walking off. It's definitely giving theatrics because we know that Matilda is going to be back to her Mr. Sweets very soon. Now let's move on to Jessie and Lolade 2.0 having a conversation. So Jessie was pretty much saying that she feels like she's really secure on how she feels, and in regards to being with Joey. And Lolade was saying that she feels like the conversations are really quite flirty, but I just honestly feel like I should let you know. And then at the same time now, Joey now went to go and speak to Jessie after it, and then Jessie was just like, you know, honestly, like just be up front with me. And Joey's just like, no, like obviously no, like I didn't say that. I'm happy with you. I'm happy with us and our couple. Like no, it's only you, babe. It's like it's only you. And so Jessie was like, okay, well you need to make that crystal clear to her because she doesn't think that the girl knows that it's crystal clear. Now at the same time, Lolade now went to go and speak to Grace and Mimii about the conversation that her and Joey had in the morning, and how Joey was like, he's not closed off, how he's very much open, like, do you think I'm going to turn my head? And Grace was like, oh my god, are you being serious? That was just this morning. That was just this morning. I can't believe him. I cannot believe that guy. I'll be honest with you guys, because I don't feel like these bombshells are necessary so late on in the season, let's wrap it up in the nicest way possible. I feel like we're too deep in to be having week one conversations. So even whilst they were talking, I was like, surely this isn't another storyline that they're trying to bring up so close to the finals. Like, I don't know if it's because we've been reviewing this for 5 weeks now or whatever. Wow, it's been 5 weeks, crazy. But I don't know if it's because we've been reviewing it for so long. But to be having these conversations so deep in the season, I'm sorry, I don't know. I actually don't know. Anyway, let's move on to the nighttime. Before the nighttime shenanigans actually took place, of course, you know that the guys were asking Sean if he's in love, and he was like, no. I don't know why he said it like that, to be honest with you. But obviously, he's probably still annoyed at the fact that my girl is still annoyed at me because I decided to kiss 2.0. And Ruben said that he knows where things are at, but he will see. And I won't lie, I feel like, although I really like Ruben, you guys know, I feel like Ruben and Josh were a great addition to the villa. I feel like Ruben needs to read the room. Grace isn't into him, and if he's not into Grace isn't. I know you never say never, things can change. There's still like a week and a bit or 2 weeks till the season ends, but I like him, but I just feel like the timings are just completely off, and I feel like, don't shoot me, but I do feel like Ruben and Grace maybe should have gone home, because out of the 3 couples that were standing there when Nicole and Ciaran had to make their choice, both of them had they have the least chemistry, and Grace has also made it clear that she's very open and she wants to get to know other people in the villa. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, of course, nighttime comes. Grace was speaking to Jessie about the whole situation. And she was just like, no, I can't believe it. Like, how would he do that? No, he definitely needs to shut it down. I don't think he's made it clear to her. Now, at the same time, Harry now ends up joining for a chat, and then Grace and Jessica went off, and obviously she was talking to Harry, and Harry was like, you know, like, where's your head at? And she was like, I'm really happy and secure with Joey. But at the end of the day, you know, Harry was like, you know, you are my type on the outside. And at the same time, Joey was now looking like a hawk. Ooh, what conversation's going on over there? Cool. Now, Jessie and some of the other islanders now went to go and speak to Joey, like, listen, if you're not closing things off, like, how do you think that comes across? Like, you need to be clear, you need to be straightforward. Now, Lolade 2.0 is now walking past and joins them, like, hey guys, you're right. And then Joey's like, Lola, like, what's going on? Like, tell me what exactly has been said. Like, talk to me, what's going on? Once again, it's given Agbaya, and I know people, you know, mature at different ages, but I just feel like where Joey is one of the eldest people in the villa, he's not acting like it. And I know not everyone acts their age per se, but I just feel like this situation is too young for him. I think that's what I'm trying to say. I think the situation is way too young for him. Of course, now they ended up getting a text for the islanders to gather around the fire pit immediately, and then they were informed that the bombshells would have to pick a girl and a boy from another couple to steal them so that they can obviously couple up with them. So we'll start off with Harry. So Harry said, since being here, you know, I've been having chats with a few girls, and obviously this girl was gorgeous, she's my type, and I have to do, no, he even said something, I wrote it down because I wrote bars. He said, gorgeous girl is my type and I have to do what is right. I said, all right, Harry with the tunes. Okay. Anyway, he ended up choosing Grace. Once again, I don't think Grace is into him. She definitely still wants Josh, I'll be very honest with you. So Grace didn't necessarily even look happy to go up and meet him on the podium, but babe, you gotta claim your prize for now, Sha. And next, Jessie, at this point now, so it's now time for 2.0 to speak. So now Jessie's now speaking to Joey, and she's just like, I'm going home. I'm going home. That's it, I'm going home. She's gonna pick you. You haven't made it clear. You haven't made it clear. I'm going home. I just thought, you guys, not only were they having a full-blown conversation, but they were chatting like, guys, No, they were definitely chatting. If you thought you were whispering, I hope you know you weren't. Okay? But she was just like, I'm going to be gone. It's too late. I was thinking, babe, relax. Okay? But anyway, Lolade, as she was speaking, she was like, this boy has made me feel really comfortable and she'd really like to know him better. And yeah, because of that reason, so then that's when the episode ended, and I haven't drank none of my tea, you know. I need to drink that whilst I'm editing. Anyway, that's where the conversation edited. That's where the episode ended. Sorry, like I said, guys, I'm tired. I don't like talking this early in the morning. But that's where the episode ended, and I'm definitely in two minds. I feel like Lolade 2.0 is either going to pick Ruben. She could pick Ruben, and then there wouldn't be an issue, right? Because that means that, is she allowed to pick Ruben? Because Ruben is currently single. Because obviously Grace was stolen from him. So can she not just pick Ruben? Anyway, she possibly is going to pick Ruben, or she's possibly going to pick Joey. Let me know down below who you think she's going to pick. Honestly, I really don't know. Do I feel like Joey has made it 100% clear with her? No. But she has also made it very clear that she does like Ruben and she thinks that they have really good chats. So let's see what happens. Anyway, I saw something on Twitter. It's on my other phone, which is charging, so I'm not going to get up now. But I saw something on Twitter that today there's going to be like, is it Love Island? Something chosen by us, if I remember correctly. So if you haven't yet checked out the Love Island Twitter, please do, because I think there's a voting taking place. So I should probably check that out even whilst I'm editing this video, actually. But yeah, apparently it's like Messy Islander, the most this, the most that will be chosen by us. So let's see what happens. I really do not know. Also, just a side note before I forget, I feel like when Josh and Mimii recoupled again after her conversation with Ayo today, she probably should have told him about the terrace situation. Don't you think? I feel like she should have. Sorry, that just came into my mind right now. I feel like she should have, because why do I feel like what Love Island announced on their Twitter is going to be like, why do I feel like that scene isn't over? I don't know. Let's see, Sha. We don't know. But yeah, guys, let me know down below how you also found yesterday's episode. Also be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope you guys have a lovely day. But please take care, stay blessed, and I shall see you in a few hours. Bye.